All right, guys. Well, another day and another match that we're likely to lose. This is a home match, and you can tell because there's nobody in the crowd. We're playing against Hungerford, and we are expected, as mentioned, to lose this match. We haven't won for a little while, but we have had a couple of draws that have helped us out a little bit. We're down in 19th now, and we're kind of fighting for our lives here. Hopefully, though, we can get maybe a win or two and kind of pull ourselves up and out. I think it's 9 points so far out of 9 matches, which isn't great, but it's something. And usually that means that you'll at least be able to stay away from the very last position, which is what we want to see. We've done a little bit of rotation, but we've done less than we usually do. That was really bad by Kavanagh. What was that? And the reason why is we're trying to get these players a little bit better in terms of cohesiveness, and we also want some guys to actually win a match for a change. That would be a nice thing. We'll see if it works or not, though, because unfortunately we do have to play against the other team, and that's always a problem. And we also have a 16-year-old now at defensive midfield, thanks to what's his name, Thomas, being sent off with a red card 6 minutes into a match the other day. That was not so good. And how did Hall's header miss there? Danielowitz was way out of position, and I'm not quite sure what happened there. That was a really unusual thing there for Hungersford. I mean, where was he? What was he doing with it? Anyway, Kavanagh does a good job there clearing the ball, and we'll see what we can do here in the future. I do think in terms of rotation that I'm going to stop doing sort of like the set first and second squad, and instead I'm going to look at fitness levels and just sort of make decisions based on that. Poodle, who is fit, is out there again, and then he makes a really bad decision. One more yellow card, and he's got a suspension, and that's one of the reasons why we kind of have to make the change, because we're running into that time of the season already. And that was out for a corner. I'm guessing that was knocked out by one of the defensive players. We just didn't see it from this angle. Rawlinson will take this here, and it's Chris Salt who heads that one out. Good job by Salt. And whoever it was for us there that made that block did a pretty good job as well. So let's see if we can't get this ball back off of them once again and get something done. And Kavanagh pulls down more way late. The ball was already over him. He wasn't going to get to it. Kavanagh is not, I don't know what's going on, not thinking clearly. And that means there's going to be a penalty there for them. And now we can see if Danielowitz is going to actually be able to save this or not. Ofsu takes it, and he goes the right way, but it sneaks in underneath him, and that makes it 1-0 for them. That was pretty poor. I mean, I don't mind it so much if a team is better than us is scoring a goal. I mean, we expect that to happen. But I do mind it when it happens because we make a real poor decision. And Kavanagh didn't need to do that. That was a pretty bad decision to make. Asana here tries to knock it forward. It doesn't quite work. And we need to get the ball back now. And we're not doing a very good job of it. There's Badhawi rushing forward to get it over to Salt. Badhawi's looking pretty good. Boyce now with it up forward, and he's called for offside. He would have been marginally offside, if that, but it won't give us a replay, so we can't really judge. And this is up and off of our wall for another corner, so it's another chance for them to add to their lead. Just not quite 15 minutes into this match, and we're already down 1-0. And so let's see what we can do. This is headed off and out by Kavanagh, so that's pretty good. Salt heads this away again, and it's Danielowitz in the end who ends up making the save. So he does put in at least some sort of a good performance there for us. Hannah forward for Boyce is way offside. This is going to be unfortunate because he does round the keeper and does a really good job with it afterwards, but he was offside all the way. Danielowitz here again over to Chu. Chu finds Poodle. Poodle to Hannah, back to Poodle. All the way back to Chu, and this will be lump 4 looking for Aaron Wilson, and he doesn't really try that hard to get to it. And who is this going to be? It's going to be offside this time on Ofsu. That's what was going on. Well, we've given them the ball here in another good attacking position for them, and there's Ofsu, who I think should be flagged for offside, but the flag is not up. That's flag is not up at all. I'd like to see the replay of this because I'm pretty sure that he moved early. But let's see. I might be wrong. It might be somebody who's out of position. So keep your eye on the other side right there. Nope. He moved on time. That was good. It was Kavanagh again who did nothing. So Kavanagh ends up watching the ball he scored behind him after he gave up a penalty, which put us behind to begin it, and that looked pretty bad. Chris Salt here with the ball and just gives up possession right away. It's out for another throw, and it looks like another losing effort for us. Kavanagh is looking nervous, and he's going to get a mouthful. I'm going to tell you that because I'm not very happy with how he's playing. This is the point of the game where the part of the game where you try not to get too salty. Here's Badhawi over to Sinclair to Wilson, who takes a shot, doesn't know where the goal is, and we have more of these problems again. So hoping for a corporate takeover of this club so that we can get some more money into this. Or some money period would be nice. Boyce with it back to Salt, over to Badhawi. Forward looking for Boyce, and he gives up on it. He was onside, and he just gives up on it. He sees that, oh, it's a little bit in front of me, so I'm going to run backwards. So it's not just him. It's been everybody on our team that's been like this so far. We've been playing well. That's the problem, right? We're not playing that poorly. We're playing better than expected. But you look at this and think, man, if these players would figure out what they're doing, we could do better than what we're doing now. These players are not so horrible that they can't play up at this level. They can. They need to have the confidence to do so, and they're just not showing it. This, though, has been a pretty poor path of football for us, as Muir is offside. They're not going to call it, though, so it doesn't matter anyway. This is Lumpford once again. Ofosu, and he's called for being offside, and that was a controversial call again. So another poor refereeing performance here. We've seen a couple of those. Interesting, Badhawi, it's showing is not having a good match. Kavanagh's the one who missed another header there, who I'm pretty upset about. Hana back to Pudil, over to Asana. And he lumps his forward looking for Boyce, who doesn't get onto it. But here's Badhawi in the back, and I'm not sure what he's trying to do. Does he think that he has like superpowers and can just kick the ball straight through the opposing player, or what? Then he goes over and fouls the player right afterwards. So it's a pretty strange decision on his part. That's where you have the low decision-making ranking, and that's probably what's going on. Remember, I'm playing with all numerical attributes turned off. We go based upon what our coaches tell us. And so if they're good or if they're bad at something like that, I don't know. I frankly also don't care. I want to see what they play like and make judgments based on that. Kavanagh back to Salt, over to Sinclair to Boyce. Boyce down to Badhawi and finds him good. Badhawi forward finds Boyce and then Sinclair, and he takes a shot that is not deflected. I thought it was deflected for a second, but it looks like it wasn't. It was just a bad shot, and that's going to be it here for the first half. We do have a throw, and maybe we have a minute left, just enough time for them to score a third. How about that? It's funny because when we've won by margins like 3-0, and whenever we lose by 3-0, right? We don't get a whole lot in between. If there's anything that's not 3 goals, then it's a draw. Muir with the shot, and that was a fairly good save by Dan Yelowitz, but not good enough because he's unable to hold on to the ball. And so kind of hard to figure out what to do with a keeper like that, because you want to see him perform better, but at the same time, he's actually doing a lot of things really well. And there's Muir with the shot and the goal, and that makes it 3-0. And that was bad. That was really bad, and that's right before halftime, and that's going to be bad for morale. So it looks like another loss for us coming forward. We've been trying to change things around in terms of the personnel in hopes of getting our winning ways about us, and this one looks worse than the most recent losses we've had. I'm not quite sure what to do. This is that age-old question again, which is, what do you do about morale when you have a team that's playing like this? I mean, look at that. That's horrible. We touch the ball and we give it up right away. And so what we're going to do is we're going to scream at the players, which is what we should do. You are about to lose your job, and you are also not playing well tonight. I'm really upset about that, and you are playing really poorly as well. And these are players who I'm seriously considering just getting rid of. Nobody has played well at all. You're a team leader, and you have your second straight match of a rating like that. It's horrible. So let's go get rid of some of these guys and think again about potentially bringing on different players to replace them and hope that at some point in time we get some money. Newton Beat's going to get a lot of playing time because the team leader is such a bad player, and then Kavanagh might find himself not playing anymore for this club. If you haven't been able to tell, I'm actually pretty upset about this. I know that you have to be careful. You don't want to tilt too much when you're playing this, but this is just ridiculous. These players are better than this, and we're playing at home. We shouldn't be down 3-0 at halftime at home to a team like this. This is just horrible. So see what we can do. But yeah, now you know the reason why I end up having so many morale problems after fining players is because when you play poorly, I fine you, right? I mean, what else am I supposed to do to try to motivate the players? Otherwise, they're just going to show up and do nothing. And yes, by the way, when you're playing with players on non-contract, if you find them, they still get upset. Right, so it still has the exact same effect as if they had, you know, a super large contract. It's the exact same thing. So let's see what we can do here. But yeah, so far this has been a really, really bad match, and we're hoping for some sort of change here on this club so that we can make it look a little bit better here in the future. Sinclair with his ball in a good position over to Blakely, who's wide open and takes a shot. Might as well try. It's up and over and doesn't quite work. So we'll see what happens afterwards. We do not win this in midfield. I swear we have not been winning anything in midfield at all so far. And is really starting to catch up with us. The Italian in the back wins this. He's looking for Wilson, who gives up on this again. I mean, every single one of our shadow strikers has done that. They have a chance to get the ball in attacking position, and instead they just give up and look at it. And it's frustrating. We may need to do some little adjustments here to the tactic, too, to try to prevent these guys from just lumping the ball forward like this. You'll recall we did that before with this tactic back in American Samoa. We may need to do it again. Beat does a good job to win this. Good job. Newton going back to Chu. And Chu will pass this back to the Italian. There you go. Lumps this forward to Blakely. Good. We finally have an attack here in this match, and it's over to Boyce, who shoots and scores. Fergus Boyce with a goal, 5th of the season. That makes it 3-1. And we're feeling a little bit better now. Hey, we've scored. We've shown that we can score, and we ought to praise the players for doing that, or at least encourage them a little bit and tell them to try doing that again. We do that 2 more times, and we're in good position. So Boyce finally gets one back, and they have a really good sized man, number 25 for them. Let's see if we can encourage these guys just a little bit more and see what we can do. The Italian wins it back down to Blakely. He's lumped this forward for Hannah. It's funny, the assistant's telling me that we should put more crosses into the air, and I'm thinking that's the last thing in the world we want to do. We have all of these lumping passes back and forth that never go anywhere. What we want to do is we want to move the ball up slowly. That's what we need to do. Boyce over to Sinclair, and Sinclair's not even turned around the right way. This is forward for Muir, and it's the Italian who wins this, and he's been flagged for a foul. That's a bad call. I don't think that they're going to give this in the end, are they? Let's see what happens. And they have given it as a penalty. Interesting. So it's going to be another one for Offsu. Is that 3 or 4 today? That's that's a hat trick. That's 3. So it's 4-1 now for them. And that's basically the end of this match. There's not too much else that we can do. 4 goals is too much. So we're going to do what usually will kill your morale. We're taking out that keeper. We're going to put the other guy in because it's ridiculous. 4 goals in this match is a poor performance. I know that there were 2 penalties, and we shouldn't have given up those 2. All right, let's see what we can do now. We're moving down to 21st place, and this is looking pretty bad. We're starting to sink. The teams below us are starting to get it together, and we're losing it after having had it. Here's Hannah again, though. And I'm not sure why he does that. I mean, he does a good job trying to round the keeper, but he doesn't need to. He has the other side of the goal wide open. It's just absolutely wide open. And instead of using it, he goes here and he cuts his own angle off and allows 2 guys to catch up with him. So it's going to be a corner, which is a good thing. We have changed goalkeepers, and Beat unable to get his head onto that, and that'll be out for a throw. So that's the end of that. So yeah, 4-1 is garbage time here for us. We don't really stand much of a chance, that's why we're going to let the new keeper have a little bit of time playing with the rest of the squad. Ofosu is offside, and yeah, let's see what we can do here. Joshua Chu with another bad match, and is probably also about to come off, maybe in a second or 2. Salt over to Blakely. Back to Salt. Lumps is forward looking again for Boyce, and that's out for a corner. Okay, if we're going to make the change, then now's the time to make it. So we're going to take Chu off. Our final man who's played poorly. We'll put Cunningham back on and see how we do. We do have a couple of weeks after this match, so we have some time to rest up and to try to learn how to play together a little bit more. Cunningham in the back with this. He wasn't even in position by the time the corner came in, and we've lost that out for another throw, and that's going to be the end of that. So pretty poor job here by us so far. I want to be careful before I get too upset with the guys because they do have a much better team than we do. But I mean, this has been pretty ridiculous so far. I mean, this is bad. About 10 more minutes left here of this, and then it'll be over. Asana with a shot from range and is not even close. Asana, by the way, playing fairly well for his first game here with the senior team. It's Hannah with this. Over to Cunningham, down to Beat. Newton Beat with it back to Cunningham. Cunningham forward to our Italian friend. And he finds Sinclair. Sinclair passes this up to Blakely. And Blakely now brings this forward. I'm not sure why Kavanaugh is highlighted up there, but whatever. Blakely looking for Wilson. And Wilson is not really alert or alive for that one. And so nothing happens once again. It's a problem for Wilson because we're paying him money and he should be playing much better than that instead of not knowing where the ball is and not knowing what's going on. So, yeah, we'll see here. Hannah having a poor match as well. A lot of really poor matches here for us today. Sinclair over to Hannah. And Hannah just gives up possession again. So Hannah's career for Hallam is probably about to come to an end. That was a header by him that went up and over. Really, if I had more of a wage budget, what I would do is I would take guys like Hannah and put him in like the B squad and give him a little bit of time to develop. Right, because as it stands right now, there's just no room at all for him. We're almost at number 4 right there. I'm surprised he missed that. But yeah, he's definitely not good enough to play at this level. Here's Newton Beat back to Hannah to Asana. Asana's looked pretty good today, I would say. De Girolamo over to Boyce. Boyce over to Blakely. And that didn't work so well. And boy, that was a dangerous pass. In fact, we did win it. And then it ends up going out for a throw. So the new kid didn't do a very good job with it. 4-1 will probably be the final score. There's no point looking at this. That was quite a while ago. Wilson here with this. Cunningham ends up with it over to our Italian friend, and that's the end. 4-1. It could have been worse, I guess. We had a 0.56 XG, and we did have 60% of the possession, which is good. So we've shown that we can hold on to the ball. We just can't do anything with it. So we'll see if we can make a couple changes and fix that. Talk to you later. Bye.